Castro Golf Athletics and Performance. Speed, power, strength.
What's up, everybody? This is Victor from Castro Golf Athletics and Performance, and today I want to talk to you about using the ground in order to increase power in your driver's swing. If you saw the blog post that I put up, a force equals mass times acceleration, or the second law of badass drives, Newton's second law of badass drives, you'll know that I believe that ground force is an integral part of the driver's swing, and not enough amateurs actually generate force off the ground and use it to their advantage. So today I want to go over exactly what ground force is and how to train for it in your everyday workouts. So first, what is ground force? So as most of you may know, ground force is the reaction force of your feet against the ground as you're pushing up in the driver's downswing. Why is that important? Well, in order to generate power in this club head, you actually want to create as much speed as possible in the club head. In order to create as much speed as possible in the club head, you want to make sure you have the largest arc as possible in the club head. And as anyone knows, when you crack a whip, the actual action is through the wrist. And here your wrists are actually your ankles pushing up off the ground. So when you come down and you push up off the ground, you're actually creating a whipping action with the club, as opposed to just standing and generating rotational force without any ground force, which will slow the club head speed. So today I want to talk about how to train for ground force. As you saw in the blog post, training for ground force is 90% jumping, in my opinion. Different types of jumps, jumping laterally, side to side, jumping back and forwards, jumping with resistance, jumping with weights, jumping on boxes, or if you have a step ladder, you can jump on a step ladder. There's a bunch of different ways to train for jumping, and I just want to show you a few of those ways that you can incorporate in your everyday training to hopefully create that ground force. And I'll also show you a drill you can do without any of this equipment, just to feel the ground force in your driver's swing. First thing we want to do is we want to go over just simple jumps. If you have a box at home, if you have a step ladder at home, you can use any of those things to just do simple jumps. Now, when I say simple jumps, I just mean jumping from one area on the floor to an area that's elevated off the floor. And the reason we do this is to generate simple jumping power. Now, power is different than strength, and I said this as well in the blog post. Strength is being able to squat 400 pounds, whether it takes you a half a second to do it or it takes you 10 minutes to do it without dropping the weight. If you can lift that 400 pounds, that's strength. Power is actually force times the displacement over the time that it takes to do that. So force, as we spoke about in the blog post, is mass times acceleration. So we want to essentially move the mass ourselves and accelerate as quickly as possible, creating the highest amount of force. And in that force, over that displacement, over that area that we're going to cover, from bent knees to straight knees, over the amount of time that it takes us to actually carry that area. So ultimately, power is how quickly and forcefully you can go from here to here. Now, it may seem like that is a very small area to cover. However, the best drivers in the world can generate 3 or 4 times the force of their own mass on the ground in a driver's swing. And to be able to do that, again, comes back to a lot of jumping. So the first thing we're going to show here is just a simple box jump. So you're going to choose a height that's good for you. It doesn't have to be so high. It can be lower as you start off, and as you get better, you can get higher heights. But essentially, all you're going to do is you're going to put feet shoulder width apart. You're going to come down into a squat, not a full squat. You're going to come down into a squat, mimicking that of the driver's swing, and you're going to press up and land. Try to land as softly as you can. Again, feet shoulder width. You're going to use your arms to come up, press up, and land. The second thing we're going to go over is called the lateral side-to-side one-legged jump. And what that's going to do is going to create force laterally that you're going to need in the golf swing as you rotate. So what you're going to do here is you're going to start, you're going to pick, don't have to jump so far, but you're going to pick an area that you think you can cover with one leg. You're going to go into a semi-squat with your other leg coming back behind you. You're going to press off that leg using that hip rotation to push yourself off, and you're going to land on the other side. Again, coming through and landing softly with your other leg. You're going to do that, get into a nice little corkscrew, push off, and down. off, and down. Now you may want to put some things on the ground to give you an idea of how far you're jumping. This way you can create a larger and larger area to cover as you get better and better. All right, now I'm going to go over a little more of a complicated jump. This is a 90-degree turn from a lateral position. So what you're going to do is you're going to start the same way you did with the lateral side-to-side jumps. You're going to come back off on one foot in a semi-squat. Make sure you're pressing directly down into the ground. And as you push off, you're going to rotate yourself 90 degrees to face the left side if on your right leg. So you're going to come down corkscrew, and you're going to press to the side and land softly with both feet. You're going to reset yourself, do the same thing the other way, corkscrew, press off, and down. What that's going to do is going to allow you to generate that rotational power off of the ground and help with the driver downswing. The last thing I'm going to go over today is a little drill you could do pretty much anywhere. Essentially, it's setting yourself up in a driver's swing, and it's using the concept of feel versus real. What that means is you're going to exaggerate a movement in order to feel what that movement should feel like. And when you actually do it, you're going to create probably 10% of that feeling through your actual real movement. What I want you to do is I want you to feel the ground force in this. So what you're going to do is you're going to line up as you would in a driver's stance, get yourself set up. You're going to go into your backswing. You're going to come up, and you're going to land. You're going to jump 2 or 3 inches off the ground and just land. Try to land as you would in your driver's stance. So all you're trying to do is get that feeling with no club in your hand of as you come down, pressing up. Land with your body facing the target. You can do this 8 to 10 times. Come back, come through. Feel that ground force. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this gives you a small idea of different jumping exercises that you can do. Obviously, there are a ton more exercises that you can do. If you're interested, please contact me. I can go over probably 70 different exercises that you can do just in jumping to help you with your driver's swing. I hope this helped you in some way. If it does, please do me a favor. Subscribe to my website, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and or become a member and get all of this content for free. So thank you again, and fairways and greens, everybody.